Fresh off the Nathan's hot dog eating competition from July 4th, Cherish Brown is with me, part-time Fort Wayne resident, part-time Eden, Ohio resident. And how long have you been doing this competitive eating thing?
I started competitive eating in 2021, and then my first Nathan's appearance was 2023.
So this was your third one.
Yeah.
And was it 6 or 7? I can't remember that you hadn't.
So my personal best on a Nathan stage, like for my qualifier, is 10.
Okay.
And then my first year on stage, I think I did 6.5. And then my second year on stage, I did 7.5. And then this year, I was barely able to do 6. So a lot of variables. In training, I'm able to do 15 in 10 minutes.
Holy
That's like my
cow.
personal best. And then I don't know what happens. Like when it matters, I just can't get the right numbers.
So is it just like nerve buildup or what?
I think it has to be. I think a lot of it is just so much anxiety, very mental. There's just so much pressure. You're on stage in front of all those people. You're like pouring sweat. It's just like the longest morning ever to begin with. And I think this time, I don't know, for some reason the flavor just started turning my stomach, like after maybe my third hot dog, and I could just not get past it. And I was like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. I was so mad. But
I can't even imagine
it is.
just watching that competition year after year, and I just see how, especially I watch Chestnut. Yeah, I'm going, what? It's not even appetizing to me. You're just like dipping these buns in water, and it's just, it's not a pleasant sight. So I commend you for, getting there and being up on the stage and doing this. So kudos to you.
Yeah, it's a big deal in the competitive eating world. It's like the Super Bowl of competitive eating, kind of.
It is. Are there other competitions that you're in? I know you said you train here in Fort Wayne, but
I train jiu-jitsu here in Fort Wayne. I'm a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, so I've been training for 9 years.
Wow.
But, as far as competitive eating, I can do any contest. I'm contracted with Major League Eating, which is who puts on the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. And they have contests, throughout the year, throughout the country. And I basically just sign up for whichever ones I think I can make it to. And I feel like I do probably between 6 and 10 contests a year.
Okay, so they're different foods, I'm guessing, or are they all hot dogs?
Yes, it's always different foods. It ranges from like blueberries to hot cakes to wings to fudge. Like we just did that Uranus fudge eating contest.
Oh, did you really? That's
great. Yeah,
great.
in Anderson in March. So that was a fun one. So just a lot of different ones. There's tamales, there's pork rolls, just all over the place. And I try to make it to as many as I can, but it really just depends on my schedule and how expensive flights are or how far of a drive it is.
Well, I feel like the blueberry and the fudge one wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, the blueberries were interesting because it was like the only healthy eating contest I had ever done.
Yeah, no kid. Now, I just saw this morning, I don't know if you've heard of Powers Hamburgers, right?
Yes, I saw they're having that sliders eating contest tomorrow.
Yes, it's going on this week, and I think the fest starts Thursday, and it's supposed to be some big slider eating contest. Will you enter that, do you think?
No, I wish that I could, but since I'm contracted with Major League Eating, I'm not allowed to do any contests that aren't promoted by them. So I can't do any local eating contests, but I was trying to talk my husband into doing that one.
Yeah, get him in
there. So fingers crossed that I can talk him into it, because I think he might have a shot. He really likes burgers. So.
Well, yeah, and boy, I don't know if the after effect will sit with him quite well, but go for it.
Actually, though, I've never had Powers. Like my entire time in Fort Wayne, I still have not made it there, and I need to cross that off the list.
Yes, you have to put that on the bucket list and get it off of there, because it's one of those things you got to try at least once.
Yeah, for sure. Like we checked out Cindy's Diner, which is like another local downtown staple. And I loved that place so much. And I was like, I can't believe it took us so long to get here. We pass it all of the time.
Yeah, isn't that the way, though? Especially when you live someplace, you're like, oh, I'll get there, and then you never do.
And then we find like our favorite restaurants, and we just end up sticking to those for the most part.
You talked about all the different food competitions you have done. Okay, what is a food that you would not want to eat really fast? If they said,
I wouldn't want to eat very fast.
They said, here, we got you in this competition. You're like, no, I'm out. I'm not doing that.
Well, there's always, I think it's right in Indianapolis, and I didn't sign up for this one because it's a shrimp cocktail eating contest. And that, to me, like, not the spiciness of the sauce, but I just can't do shrimp. So even though it was so close, I was bummed. I was like, I cannot do that. Like, no way. That's not for me.
Oh, yeah.
Shrimp just turns my stomach. So gross. But
yeah, that doesn't even sound like it would be fun.
Oh, no. I have no idea how people do that. The most difficult one that I've done is bagels. That one was in Las Vegas, and that one was so hard. The bagels are so big. They're not like the size of a normal bagel. It's like, I feel like it's double or triple the size, and they're so hard. Yeah. And even when you're dunking, there's cream cheese, obviously, on each piece, and you're not allowed to scrape it off. So dunking doesn't help, so it doesn't absorb anything, and it's just, that one is super tough.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be.
Fudge was not very fun either, to be honest.
Yeah, it sounds good, but yeah, eating that fast, I just want to savor the fudge.
Yes,
yeah.
And it like sticks in your throat too because it's just so thick. It was a tough one. Yeah, I was like, I'll obviously sign up whenever they have it again, but
just for the
difficult.
Just for the name alone. I mean, every time I chuckle every time.
You have to do it for the T-shirt, you know.
Yes, exactly. So, what's your next competition going to be? Do you know what's on the docket?
My next one is supposed to be ribs in Minnesota, and that one will be on July 26th. So that one's coming up pretty soon.
All right. Well, good luck on that. And then, obviously the guy, the king of all this, Joey Chestnut. Have you guys ever had a chance to chat? I mean, converse?
Oh yeah. Well, so we're all Major League Eating, so we see each other at contests all the time. He's usually at like every other contest I go to, I feel like. And then this was my third year at Nathan, so our second time doing that.
Pretty cool guy.
Together. Yeah, he's pretty cool. He sticks to himself a lot of the time. You know what I mean? He's pretty low-key. He's very humble.
Yeah.
He just, he's very focused.
Yeah, it looks like
nicest guy. Nicest guy, for sure. And Mickey Sudo, she's great, you know?
Yeah, watching her do that, she kept going to her shoulder. I'm like, is she going to puke here? I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, that's her thing, right? She always likes to wipe her mouth and swing the ponytail. That's when you know it's getting intense.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, hey, thank you so much for taking a few minutes. I mean, I keep pushing.
Of course.
Keep pushing.
Well, thank you.
You know, I hope one of these days
it.
we get to see you with that mustard belt and all the other good stuff that goes along with it.
For sure. I'll be trying.
Podcasts by Federated Media.